How old did you start playing the piano?
Very young, like 5, 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
very young. I started playing when I was 9.
Are you good?
No.
Like my parents, Indian parents, made me do exams, like piano exams. It kills the joy of it. Never want to learn it again.
Hi everybody, I'm Aisha and today I'm with my friend.
Hi everyone, it's Dhruv. I'm very happy to be here.
Welcome to KL. How has Malaysia been for you so far? What time did you arrive and what did you do?
We arrived yesterday in the evening. I did like a little rehearsal for this gig that I'm doing tomorrow. And that was kind of the essence of it. We had dinner and just woke up today, and that's kind of been it.
So you have a whole day today.
A whole day.
What are your plans? What are you planning to do or see in Malaysia?
I'm mostly doing promo until the evening. That's my understanding of it. But as far as Malaysia specifically, I was just saying how I wanted to try Malaysian chicken rice.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm obviously familiar with the Singaporean chicken rice, and so I need to do my
Tell me what's the
comparison.
difference when you get that.
Once I
Okay.
get it, I've heard that it's competitive. Some people say it's Singaporean is better. Some people say
We
Malaysian is
want to
better.
know if it's the Malaysian one or the Singaporean one better for you.
Yes, so that's something I also I really enjoy the like going out scene here, the night scene here. So the bars and stuff as well.
Aren't you not tired?
I'm okay, honestly. Even though I've been traveling so much for the last 2 weeks, I feel fine.
So, have you been to Malaysia? I know you were supposed to come last year.
I was supposed to come.
Have you been to Malaysia before? Or
So I have actually been to KL, but I came here when I was really young. I've been to like the rainforest, Taman Negara.
okay,
So I've been there.
okay.
I've been to, correct me if I'm wrong, but Sibu, S-I-B-U, is that Malaysia?
Cebu, yes, correct.
Yes, I've been there as well.
Okay.
So I've been to parts of it, but I haven't like properly spent time in KL.
How does it feel to, meet your Malaysian fans? Is it the first time you're meeting them?
First time that I'm meeting them. Since I've had a music career, I haven't been here, so it's going to be really fun to see them.
Is there anything, surprises for your fans that's going to happen? Or is it something that you have to keep hush? I mean, the interview is going to be out anyways, like
Yeah.
after the show.
I would say, so I can say, it's an acoustic set, so that's always fun to do because the way that I write songs, I start on like the piano. So we're doing a little acoustic set of some
Yeah.
of the songs, so it'll be cute, it'll be fun.
Okay, so I know you're here to promote your album, Private Blizzard, but I really want to talk about Double Take.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Thank
It's
you.
everywhere in Malaysia.
Thanks.
I listen to it all the time. So tell me a little bit about the song. We want to know after the song has been released, have you ever thought about, there's something, that I should have done? Or do you just like Double Take the way it was?
With that song, well, before I put it out, I definitely was debating whether or not it should go out because I had things that I wanted to try with it, things I wanted to do with it. I wanted to make a bridge for the song, but ultimately there was something within me that said give up the perfectionist thing and start your music career, put the song out. So that's what I did. But since it's come out, once any song is out in the world, you kind of don't feel like it's yours to tweak and it feels like it's everybody else's. So I don't have any regrets about it anymore.
For me, it's perfect. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm a huge fan of cover songs. Yeah. So I came across Joshua from
Yeah.
17's cover, and you also replied.
I did.
You did a story about a TikTok video
Yeah,
about talking about it.
Yeah.
So how does it feel for another artist,
Yeah.
to cover your songs? And he has like 15 million views.
It's crazy.
now. Yeah.
How do you even process that? Especially when I think about how small, like Double Take and the songs on my first project weren't made with a big label. They weren't made with several people, like, made with a very small circle of friends. So to think that something that felt so small at the beginning could be so big and covered by so many amazing artists, Joshua included, is really hard to process, but also an amazing fact.
Lovely. So, okay, we can talk about Private Blizzard now. So, what's the most, unusual place have you ever gotten an inspiration for a song?
I have gotten unusual, maybe not as much, but just a very difficult place to note inspiration down is an airplane. It's so noisy. So if I try and record melodies on my phone, which is what I do when I get inspiration, like often all I can hear is the drone of the engines in the phone. So I'll have to go to the airplane bathroom and try and record the melodies there so I don't forget them. So that's one place that I get
That happens a lot with musicians, right? They just have like something in their head and they have to write it down or record it.
Oh yeah, otherwise you forget.
Okay.
So you have to grab your phone, scramble, record it, and then label it, and then put it aside.
So does that happen for Private Blizzard as well?
Yeah, both albums, like both my first project and this one, same.
Oh. So you've also written songs everywhere, like coffee shops, in the park, a lot of noisy places, I notice. Have you ever, had any funny or awkward moment while working on your music?
Yeah, I guess like I've been told to shut up before at a coffee shop because I don't even realize it, but sometimes when I'm writing, like I'll be humming or so I've been told to be quiet. That kind of happens quite a few times. I would say one of the more interesting stories of making this album happened. I was in a hotel lobby, but it was a weird lobby because it had like a library section, like it had books. And I saw on the library section, there was a section called Tragedy, and that inspired one of the songs that I wrote about. So that was an example of something where like being in that environment inspired the song itself. So that was an interesting one.
Okay, so out of all your songs in Private Visit, which one do you think that you're most excited for your fans to hear?
I'm excited for my fans to hear the song called One and Only, which is the last song. It's just very joyful and it's a good vibe, especially for the end of the summer and for the beginning of the next, fall. I think it keeps up the spirits. Since
you released Double Take and now your album, you've traveled all over the world. You've performed at music festivals a lot. Any moment that you were, starstruck when you see artists, and what's, a memorable moment backstage that you had while performing that you can share to your fans?
Okay, so starstruck, I don't really get starstruck. I also haven't seen all that many people. Earlier this year, I went to a Spotify party with like the Best New Artist party, which is a Grammys party.
Okay.
And I saw like lots of people whose music that I really liked. I saw Chapel Roan. I saw like, who else was there? Like Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother.
Fun.
So all of these people were there. So they're people I like. I guess I really admire, but I wouldn't say that I get starstruck. As far as like before going on stage, I'm like in terms of funny stories and experiences, I am just such a different person right before I go on stage. I'm like frantic and I have to calm myself down. So I think the one thing that I think is just really funny is that I do like a big group meditation with my band.
Okay.
So we have like one of my band members has like one of those I don't know whether it's Tibetan or what it is, but it's like one of those things where you like stir the
bowl.
Yes.
The singing bowl.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So he'll get that out and he'll be doing that, and we'll be like chanting a little bit. It feels very like spiritual right before we go on stage.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's very like universe. Before we go on stage.
So traveling must be tiring for you. So what's one thing that you always bring with you wherever you go?
I don't necessarily, not something I bring, but in advance of any going to any city, I will look up coffee shops and stuff. And
I heard you love coffee shops and you love coffee.
Correct. And I find it to be such a like one of the best parts of the day, just going to the coffee shop and sitting there, especially when you're trying to like absorb local culture or whatever. It just feels like a normal place to be. So last year I was touring a lot. I did like 10 cities in 2 weeks. And so every morning before I'd have to have any obligation before I do promo or anything, I would just like quietly go to a coffee shop, listen to music, get a coffee and just like chill.
Have you tried any coffee shops in Malaysia so far? No?
Nothing's been open.
Right, you arrived last night.
Yeah, so but like I was like woke up at 7 a.m. Nothing was like barely anything was open. So
they should open by 11 a.m. They should open.
Hopefully by 11.
Yeah. So, is there any cities or venues that you still remember? It's very memorable for you since you've been to all these places, right?
Yeah, I really enjoyed performing in Mumbai last year.
Okay.
Family came to that show. My parents are Indian and they have lots of friends and family in that region. So they came to that show. That one was really fun. I honestly remember Seoul very fondly because I'd really never been to that part of the world. Like I hadn't been to Korea, Japan, anything like that. And so to go there, literally not know anything about the city and the culture, but then to meet fans and have people who really knew my music there was really crazy as well. I think
How is it communicating with the fans in Japan and Korea?
Obviously there's like a barrier, but everybody's so polite, and they are like giving me things, or like they have notes and stuff. And so, yeah, it's not always like the great thing about that whole thing is it feels like the communication is through the music and
Correct.
the exchange of the music, and not necessarily.
Correct. Yeah. So we listened to your song. What artists have you been listening to lately?
Obviously listening to Chapel Roan. I don't know if
Okay.
she's big here, but like her album I think is really good. Listening to, I really enjoy the Daniel Caesar album that came out last year. So I've been bumping that still a little bit. And Charlie XCX's Brat as well has been on high rotation for me as well.
What's one song that you've been listening to since like forever?
Like this song called Fighter by Saba. That's one song that I listen to a lot.
Your music kind of reflects, this deep emotion, like your feelings and all. So how do you, unwind, relax after pouring all that emotion into your songs?
I watch TV. I hang out with friends. I love playing tennis when I can. Very simple stuff. If I have a lot of time, I'll read a book. But that's something that I've become a bit bad at since traveling so much. I wish I was better about it. Boring stuff. Nothing crazy.
No, that's not boring.
It's just like standard stuff. I'm not very into, I'm not like a adrenaline junkie
You
outside.
call yourself an introvert, extrovert?
Definitely introvert.
You're
Yeah.
definitely an introvert. Okay. You love staying at home?
Love being at home. Love like a night in. Not crazy about. No, sometimes I'll send it and go out, but I'm very much on that JOMO wave, joy of missing out wave, where you're just in bed while everybody else is like at the club. I like that as well.
You're just like me. What's one thing that you're most excited about for the future in your music career?
After the album,
Yes.
I'm excited to play the album live. I haven't really been to there's some places I still haven't been to. I haven't really traveled in Europe, so I'm excited to do that. I'm doing a little tour in September in Europe.
Okay.
So that'll be really fun. I don't know. Hopefully just do some, award show things in the future. That's always a hope you
that's
can
fun.
manifest. But let's see.
Maybe a tour in KL.
Oh, I'll be back. That's a given already in my mind. Like coming back to Asia.
Okay, everybody. Exclusively here. He's
You got
touring here. All right, so now I want to get to know you better, or help your fans to get to know you better.
Yep.
I want to ask you about all of your firsts.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with the first album you ever bought.
First album I remember buying is Back to Black by Amy Winehouse.
First ever concert experience. What was it like?
I remember going to the Justin Bieber My World tour or whatever.
I've never been to a Justin Bieber concert.
Yeah. Well, when he was that young, that was crazy hype.
First thing you do every morning.
I scroll. I shouldn't.
The first time you realized that, being an artist, writing music is something that you want to do.
Very young, like playing on the piano when I was younger. Always wanted to do it. So no specific moment.
First song you ever perform in front of an audience.
I did a song called Crossroads. I performed it in my assembly in school.
The first time you heard your song on a radio, and where were you?
I actually didn't hear it. Somebody sent it to me. It sent me a video of it playing in Singapore, actually.
Oh.
So, in a coffee shop in Singapore.
The first celebrity you ever met in person.
Joji, I guess. I opened for him, so I met him.
Okay. The first fan interaction that truly made your day.
And the one that I'm thinking of is quite funny.
Okay, tell us.
This
We
one
love
was
funny
this
stories.
one made my day. I mean, because it was just so random. This was like 2 months ago. I was in New York. I was getting out of the subway. When I'm in New York, my headphones are in, and I'm like very much in my own world. Somebody grabs me, and like she grabs me, and she was like, I was just listening to your song. I just moved to New York, and I feel like this is the sign that I'm like right where I should be. And I was like, that's so sweet.
The first album or artist that inspired you to start music.
Maybe maybe Robbie Williams.
Okay.
He's like my dad's favorite English artist, I think, and so I had just heard a lot of his music when I was younger.
Do you have any, I made it moment?
No, I don't think I'll ever feel like I made it, even if I do actually make it. But I guess I performed on Jimmy Kimmel, which was fun.
And that's the end of the interview. So if there's anything else that you want to say to your Malaysian fans?
I would like to say thank you for all the support so far. Sorry that I couldn't be here last year, but I'm excited to be here right now. And so far, what I've seen of KL, I really love it. So I'll keep coming back.
Love you. Bye.